Hello and welcome to the second bounce skills set 2. This is called edges and balance. Now I'll be using the Grays Infinity 135 NT for this. It's got a thinner profile than the other rackets, so I thought I'd test myself. Now I've got 4 balls, and it really doesn't matter what dot you use, but I would recommend keeping a red dot. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can use a Progress or a Max ball, which is the Dunlop versions of the red dots and blue dots, and they're a little bit bigger. It might not seem it, but it actually makes a huge difference. Maybe I'll demonstrate that later. But you can even use a racquetball racket or a tennis ball if you want to, but we're using squash balls because I'm pretty sure you all got squash balls. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to show you all of the different exercises that we're going to do, and then we're going to do them together. So let's look at those different exercises. This is the basic bounce. I want you to bounce the ball just below your head height to give yourself enough room to be able to make some adjustments later. This is called the twist, so you're just twisting your racket face from side to side. Notice the position of my arm. I'm not too far away, I'm not too close. For this one, you're using the right edge of your racket. Bounce the ball a few times to allow you to adjust the position. For this, you're using the left edge of the racket, and you really need to turn your wrist to make sure the racket is vertical. It's much harder than the right hand edge. Now this edge is the top. Now I haven't gone very high in this demonstration because I didn't want to go off camera, but ideally you're hitting the top of the racket. This is now the edge combo. You do one right edge, couple of bounces, one left edge, couple of bounces, and then the top edge, couple of bounces, back to the right edge again. These are just edges. You'll probably have to pick up the ball quite a lot, but you're just trying to hit the ball along the top of the racket head. Before we start, let's talk about the benefit of doing these exercises. Well, the benefit of the simple bouncing is that these micro changes, I call them micro changes, to the angle of the racket control where the ball goes. Now if you've got plenty of space, which I don't, you could hit the ball really high. If you could hit the ball very high and have it come down in the same spot, you would have a lot of accuracy. When the ball is moving, you maybe have to change your racket angle. So the adaptation is what is beneficial for you here, plus the concentration. You're concentrating and you're focusing on moving your hand and your wrist and your arm, and you're watching the ball. And all of those things go together to improve the shots when you get on court. I've done no scientific analysis of just people doing the bouncing and then hitting the ball on court, but it's one of those things that you just know that when you can do these kind of things, you can replicate them on court, because that's what it is on court. Just making slight adjustments to the angle of the racket decides the angle of the straight or the cross court or the height. So it's all part of what happens on court. Okay. So let's get started. As we did last time, we've got the timer. You'll see the timer on the bar coming down the side, plus the countdown timer. We're going to do 30 seconds of most of them, but not all of them. So let's get started. So the first one is just the 30 seconds. This is the warm-up. Remember, keep a couple of balls in your hand just in case you drop one. You are definitely going to drop them in this case. So all we're worried about here is just calming down, breathing, and letting the racket head do the work. Don't squeeze too tightly, and focus on keeping it as centered as possible. Now here we go, we're going to do the edges. 1, 1, 2, 3, edge. 1, 2, 3, edge. 1, 2. Now you can do 2 edges, if 2 shots, and then an edge if you want to. Doesn't matter too much. You just need to make sure that if you can get the ball in the right place in 2 bounces, if you can do it in 2 bounces, that's all you need. Alright, now we're going to switch over to the other edge. This is even harder. You will probably need more bounces to get this right. Here we go. Now remember to really turn. It's much harder than the other. Whoop! See how many mistakes I've made already. It's much harder than the other version. Now we're going back to the first one, which is the normal side that you hit it on. See how I still make mistakes, but much less than the other one. As before. Right, now get ready to switch back to the other angle. Here we go. Much harder, isn't it? Doesn't help that I'm talking, losing concentration. Really twist. Now the background that you do this on makes a difference. Doing these on court are actually easier because the ground is easier. Right, just a quick interlude now. We're going just for one of these. This is to take a break from the edges. This should be quite easy for you. Next exercise is going to be the top edge. Sorry for the noise in the neighbourhood, but alright, here we go. Hit this quite high. You can do more than two shots if you want to. 1, 2, 3. Just make sure that you get the ball high enough. Alright, I lost that one, so gonna use this one. Nearly lost that one. Alright, back to our original edge. We're doing this one a lot because I really think this is a great exercise. Now if possible, do one bounce on the strings. I lost another one. Alright, now we're going to combine all three edges. So 1, 2, 3, 1. Had a good rhythm going there. Lost it. It's just so hard to twist that racket, but you've really got to do it. Right, here we go. Now we're going to just edges. This is the hardest if you want to. So 1, 2. So 1, 2. 1, 2. So it's not just edges, sorry. Keep going, we're doing another 30 seconds of this. 2 edges, 2 bounces. Sorry for the noise. We're in lockdown, so everybody's in their garden. Right, this last edge exercise in a minute will be... It's a long time. We finished. Right, we're going to keep going. So start the timer again. That went really quickly. Here we go. So this time we're on the edges, only edges. Ready? How many can you do? I'm looking for 5, 6. Now I want to do 10. 4, come on. Oh. All right. Okay. stop that one. Now, I mentioned earlier about the bigger ball. Let me show you how much easier it is. So this is just, you see, even a small, slightly bigger ball seems to make a huge difference. Anyway, all right, on to our balancing exercise. So all I want you to do is I just want you to put your ball on the top. Just want you to hold it there. Now I can feel my arm tense, so I need to relax the arm. I'm not squeezing too tight. Well, not squeezing too. Wow. Not squeezing too tightly on the grip. Just going to hold it there. That's all I want to do. So hope you can see this in camera. Do this for about 30 seconds. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my arm in so it's touching my body. Move it in and then bring it out. Don't do it quickly. Well, you can if you want to, but you don't. It's not what this is about. Question is, can you do it 3 times? No. And then the final exercise of the balance is, that's it here, try to roll it down so it touches your hand. No. Alright, I'm going to give you one final exercise. It is impossible. I honestly don't think people will be able to do it. My objective is to throw the ball up and catch it on the balance. I'm going to do it a couple of times to show you what I mean, but I challenge anybody to do this, even professionals. I would struggle to believe that they did it. Are you ready? I mean, of course now I'll probably do it and then that will make me look silly, but that's fine. I don't mind. You ready? Last one. Got to keep it still first. Oh. All right, so that was set 2 of the basic bounces, and this wasn't basic bounces, this was edges and balances. On the screen now is a subscription button. If you think my content is useful, please consider subscribing, and there's also a playlist of all of the other bounce skills. Thanks for watching, and remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.